It's match day, but before the match day, I've decided obviously to really come in through and really throw in this live stream to you, the viewers of the United Butters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash like button, comment and share. We are going to talk Ten Hag Man United pressure, you know, relating it to the remaining games towards the end of the season and the coming in through of the men that is Ineos with Sergeant Ratcliffe, David Bresford, Jean Claude. The other guy is called Omar Berada, and the soon to be named the CEO for the club of Manchester United, who goes by the names of what's his name? He goes by the names of Omar Berada. No, Dan Ashworth, coming in from Newcastle, and we're here to discuss in here for you. It has been a while since we are live. I think I was last live when we really beat Luton Town by I think it was by 2-1. It was really a late night kickoff, I think, and we had something to discuss in here for you, and I really felt it and I really enjoyed you because you guys were really great, and I really went ahead to enjoy you. Hope we are really gonna have a very good discussion, and I think I should be working on really bringing you 2 lives on a daily, because when I'm premiering these videos, or when really come out and really post these videos, I see most of you in the comment section having your questions, and I think that discussion should really be put to a settlement, and I think that is gonna be really good about you. So let's see close to 100 likes smashing this video as we talk Erik Ten Hag and his confirmation onto the situation right now at the club of Man United. And we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and let's obviously get going and really get going. Now let's start it off with Erik Ten Hag being asked on the pressure that comes with the last few months of the season. He says, only from January we are playing a final, but we also have an experience of many players who can deal with pressure situations, so we look forward to it. In the history of the Premier League, I want to school you that nothing has ever gone ahead to prevail, you know, like the end of the season, because the last half of the season dictates on who wins the trophy, dictates on who gets relegated, dictates on who goes to Champions League football, dictates on who goes to the UEFA Conference League, dictates everyone who's going to be playing in the UEFA Europa League. And also your position matters, because the higher you finish, the more money you get from the Premier League, and it helps you obviously to really break down your season. Now, when you look at Man United and what they're going to have to do for a very, very long time, I think it's this guy called Erik Ten Hag that is going to have to transform this team, that even in his second season, he still has the backing of the board and the newcomers, because of the way he understands the game of football. And I told you, this is what makes him a special guy. Talking about pressure, you know, it's like he's playing a final every game, you know. He knows that he has to accumulate 75 points to really get into that ilk of being the manager. Of being or taking the team to what we call the Champions League. And right now we are really having 44 points. And as I told you, we are left with 31 points to obviously clinch that spot. If we really get 75 points, Manchester United will qualify for the Champions League. So all what we have to do is, for the remaining games, I think we're left with 13. Those are 39 points. We can only drop 8 points. If we manage to gather 31 points, the rest will be history, and this guy will be up there for you. And the pressure for Erik Ten Hag right now is to secure Champions League football and win an FA Cup. That is it. Last season, we played the final, annihilated by Man City, and I think this season, if we happen to make it to the final of the FA Cup, then Erik Ten Hag will have all what it takes to really show the world that he's really one of those managers that ever since he came into Man United, he has gone ahead to win a trophy. For example, David Moyes never went ahead to win a trophy for Man United. Louis van Gaal only won the FA Cup. Then Jose Mourinho won the Carabao Cup and won the UEFA Europa League. And for Erik ten Hag, he came in through and won a Carabao Cup, played in the FA Cup finale, beaten by Man City. And if at all he really clinches the FA Cup, the oldest tournament in the world, that will be really very positive of this guy. And it's really the manager I really want to be at the club of Man United, and I really love it. So the pressure is there, but he has talked about the experienced players that can really handle this. And when you're talking about those experienced players at the club of Man United, you cannot really not point at players like Rafael Varane, you know, leading at the back and leading by example, and his experience is really good. And these are players that you need in moments like these, moments of huge decision making, moments where you need to obviously come out and really make stuff happen. You understand? That is Rafael Varane, and we know his experience as the national team World Cup winner. He has multiple Champions Leagues, La Ligas, and so on and so forth, and he's still pushing to obviously stay at Man United and really play the ball, because when you look at what Man United is made of, you know, and what the plan is going to be when these people are going to hit to coming through, those are the Ineos. That takes you to think that you have to start the club of money if at all you are for Varane and see how things really go on. And the other experienced player you can talk about is Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has not gone ahead to win a lot, but he has the experience because he came in through at Man United at the age of 19, I think, and he was the most expensive teenager by then because he went ahead to pay £30 million for his transfer from Southampton to come in through and really join the club of Man United. He has gone ahead to spend lots of years here, and I think he's one of the longest serving players at Man United right now. You know, John Evans really left. He was there and he left, but if you are to count the number of years that Luke Shaw has gone ahead to really start the club of Man United, I think there are more than those that John Evans has gone ahead to spend at the club of Man United, because John Evans was at Man United under Sir Alex Ferguson. I think he came in through in the season of 2007, and then I think 6 years later he was disposed of by Louis van Gaal and really told go out. But Luke Shaw, ever since he came in through in 2015, is it 2015, 2014, one of those seasons, he has been here. He's almost making a decade at Man United. If you are to count players that have gone ahead to make a decade at Man United, there are really few. Is there any player that's going to make a decade at Man United there? I think David De Gea was one. I think now Luke Shaw is one of the longest serving players at the club of Man United, you know? So it shows you how huge his experience is. Casemiro in the midfield, he's an experienced player, leader, and perennial winner that you can come out and really hint about with his experience. The other guy that is hugely experienced at the club of Man United you can talk about is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is almost making 30 years of age, and he's experienced. Though I really have my reservations on him that I've always gonna hate to really tell you about, that if Bruno could compose himself just 3-4 times in a game, Manchester United can find themselves really having some clear-cut chances for their number 9s and forwards. But every time he's supposed to compose himself, he really takes it to his selfishness interests. That is it. Then Marcus Rashford, also 26 years of age. You know, he made his debut in 2016, and ever since then, the rest is history. Makes him really one of those players that you would love to obviously look at and really say, all right, he's really doing fine as a brand. Then, I'm not going to talk about Harry Maguire, yeah, but I think we're really having those players that can really take us through this situation, and that's what Erik ten Hag really meant, that however much the pressure is there, but he's used to this situation. You know, he was in the same situation last season because people were like, Man United are not going to complete the top 4. But the run we put up, it took us to those levels, and I think it gave us results. And I think we are going to really clinch that top 4 spot. I told you, Aston Villa being 5 points ahead of Man United, they have to play against Aston Villa. They have to play against one another. So Aston Villa has to play Man City. Aston Villa has to play against Arsenal at Emirates. Aston Villa has to play Chelsea. Aston Villa has to play Liverpool, you know. So they still have very many teams. And when you look at Tottenham Hotspur, They have to play Man City. They have to play Liverpool. They have to play Arsenal. I think they have to play Chelsea. And they have to play Aston Villa. So they still have close to 15 points, to lose, by the way. Not to even drop one or two, but they can lose all those. And I tell you, it's going to be hard for them to really put up a fight with the club of Man United, because however much United is having the injuries they're having, you see to it that the squad is really very composed and ready. That is it. But look at Spurs. When the injuries kick in, they obviously fall apart. Aston Villa, the same thing. So that really makes Man United favorites for this, and Erik ten Hag is really ready for any of these to come up. Then Erik ten Hag on if Sir Jim Ineos' arrival has increased the pressure at Man United. He said nothing. No more pressure, because we have the same ambition, we have the same targets. So he's saying there is no pressure. And I think for Erik ten Hag, he's an excited man. That is it. He's an excited man. Why is he excited? This is what he always wanted. This is what he always wanted at the club of Man United. And I think they've gone ahead to get him exactly what he wants. I obviously come out and reiterate this statement a lot, because it resonates a lot with what Ten Hag has gone ahead to say. That he was asked, why aren't you playing the game or the good football that you're playing in at Ajax? Ten Hag replied and said, it's because at Ajax, I really had different people at the helm of the job. He was talking about Edwin van der Sar and Mark Overmars. Now, Manchester United are creating a same scenario that he had at Ajax. They've gonna have to get in a competent CEO who goes by the names of Omar Berrada. Then they are trying to bring in a sporting director, that is Dan Ashworth, to obviously take it to the next level. And he's going to be having people as his bosses, as you see them there, those three in the photo. That is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, there is David Bresfold, and there is John Cloud. Meaning that he's going to be talking to people that understand the game of football and what exactly should be put up for a side like Man United. And I think here he cannot really feel any pressure, because he knows all what he wants is going to be put on his plate, and there is no way he's not going to really provide the best. Why? Last season, I think we had 75 points, 77. You get? So Man City, the winners of the trophy, sorry about that. Manchester City, the winners of the trophy, had, I think, 88 points. How many points off? I think we're like 13, 14 points off from really equaling that level. And what makes Man City special in such a moment is the players they have scouted and the people that are working with Pep Guardiola. So it shows you that Erik ten Hag is not far off from really getting those points. And when he's gotten the right quality of players, trust me, he's going to really get going, and a lot is going to happen for Erik ten Hag. So I think we should all come here and really admit that Erik ten Hag is really excited, and there is no pressure that Erik ten Hag is really feeling at the moment, because he knows exactly what he needs. And he's going ahead to really portray it out clearly to the world that I'm a manager who is a proactive manager, and when you get me the best that I deserve to be having, I'll really take you and give you the best that you deserve as a man or as a player. So thank you very much for watching. Through smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's a good morning in my country. I don't know what it is in your country, but in my country it's a good morning. I hope you guys are really doing fine and ready to really feel the vibe. Now, Ten Hag also added and really said the following, that I'm 19 months in and I see we are going in the right direction. We have had setbacks in the second season, but you see the team squad coming, the squad developing, working hard on the pitch, working hard during games. It's important to have players fit, but also to construct the squad. We will be strong and and we will be even stronger when we add to the squad even more qualities. Now, when you're talking about those qualities, I would like to welcome Ade Alan Ivan. Thank you for watching it through. Then Yasmin Jobvu, thank you for watching it through also. Now, when you really look at Erik ten Hag and really understand what he really brings up on the table, you just have to go ahead and really give him his flowers, because he's this kind of player, he's this kind of manager that is going to hate to work under a toxic environment and is going to hate to really put in effort. Wait next season. Erik ten Hag is going to compete for every trophy that Man United is going to participate in, because he knows that Ineos is going to get him the central defenders he wants. He's going to get him the central midfielders he wants, the center forward he wants, maybe a left attacking midfielder or a right attacking midfielder, and he's going to be up there in the sky. So, the second season, there has been a setback, and everyone understands why. It's because of the injuries that have gone ahead to obviously go ahead and really come through for the club of Man United. And for anyone who really understands the game of football, it's never a given that a team will really perform well when they're not having their spine. I tell you, every team has its spine. Every team has its spine. For example, Man City, however quality feel they are players that they really miss. You get? You get? They are players that they miss. That is it. They are players that Man City miss. For example, you remember the games they missed Rodri. They went ahead to lose one game, you know. I think they lost one, drew 4, and won 1. You get? That shows you the quality of certain players that we're not having them. You are not good enough to compete. You get? That is it. That is it. So, Man City is a very good side. But when they're not having Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, they struggle a little bit. You know? Liverpool, we're not having Mohamed Salah, so Basilai, Diego Jota, sometimes with the Virgil van Dijk, you see them struggling, meaning that every team struggles when they're not having their players. Now, I think the two teams that have gone ahead to struggle out with the injuries in the Premier League have been Chelsea and Man United. Manchester United reached an extent when they are not having Lisandro Martinez, no Rafael Varane, no Luke Shaw, no Casemiro, no Anton Martial. You get? We had close to 12 injuries. And tell me a manager in the world of football that can obviously thrive with 12 injuries, meaning that that's almost a starting 11 out. And in the due course of us going through that situation, I saw people coming out and saying, Ten Hag should be sacked. Ten Hag should be sacked. Team Ten Hag out, smoke on it, and it's not going to happen. You know? It's going to be a kick in your teeth, or a hammer kick in your teeth, because this guy is going to be here. He's going to be here and he's going nowhere. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe also went ahead, obviously, really back him up. He believes he's the right manager to really take this club to where it deserves to be. And most of you might not be really wanting to hear this, but Ten Hag is really right on what he's really saying. And I tell you, he says on adding this squad even more qualities. So, if Man United can get in the following players, if we can get in Todibo, right, at the club of Man United, and we get in Goncalo Inacio, those are 2. If we can get in a CDM, especially if we don't keep Amrabat, you understand? I think it will depend on how many midfielders we really sell off. If we get in a center forward, and maybe get in another player, depending on the Mason Greenwood situation. If Mason Greenwood returns, then we might bring in 4 players. So, if we add 4 quality players to the squad of Man United, trust me, we are gonna really shake the tables of Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. That's a given. We are gonna shake their tables. That is it. We are gonna read. Sorry about that. we are going to really come in through and really shake those tables. I'm having Alan Ivan, Erik Ten Hag lacks good players. You're right. And we are like 3, 4, 5 players away from really having a squad that you can look at and really understand that it's really a squad. Because if you are not having backup players that can obviously match those players that really start into your starting 11, then it's not good enough. Then I'm having Yasmin. How are you, brother? Thanks for the update and for the good information. Go United. We are stronger than any team from the EAPL. I think right now we are not. We are only strong when our starting 11 is all up. That is it. If you put out our entire starting 11, then we are strong. For example, Andre Onana in goal, Dallo right back, left back Luke Shaw, left-sided centre-back, that is Lisandro Martinez. Right-sided centre-back, you go with Rafael Varane, Kobe Mainoo, and Casemiro in the double pivot. Then Bruno Fernandes playing as a central attacking midfielder. You go ahead to get on Garnacho to play as a right attack midfielder. Rashford, left attacking midfielder, and then Rasmus Højlund leading the line. If you're really having that as your starting 11, you can as well go in and really say, all right, when I put out that statement that we are stronger than any team in the EPL, how many players of those teams, how many players of Man United get into other teams? You know, I tell you, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Diego Dallo, Casemiro, Kobe Mainoo, Rasmus Højlund. You know, if you are to face Man City next weekend, and I'm going to give you a combined 11, you get, out of those players I'm going to hate to name, 5 of those will get in the team of Man City. Luke Shaw gets there. Lisandro Martinez gets there. Kobe Mainoo gets in there. Højlund gets in there. And I think Garnacho gets in there, because I don't think that Man City are going to hate to have a right attacking midfielder reach the levels of Garnacho that is playing at right now. So, we really, even the right back, by the way, you know, I think if there is a right back that Pep Guardiola would love to have in his team, it's Diego Dallo. That is it. This season, Dallo is something else. So, if you're having our starting 11 fully there, trust me, no one can stop us. And even Andre Onana, for me, gets ahead of Ederson, because Pep Guardiola respects him highly when it comes to his ball distribution, and is a better shot stopper than Ederson. That's why he's going to have to keep more clean sheets than Ederson, you know. Then Ode Alan Ivan, thanks brother, hope you're fine. I'm fine my brother. I'm having Asimo Ibrahim, hello Rokani and morning to you. Ten Hag is the right manager, and I want to see Amad Diallo in the match of Fulham. Yeah, as I've told you in my match preview, that we are most likely to see Amad Diallo really get playing time. I know Anthony is going to start because Ten Hag really loves him a lot, and I'll be shocked if at all this guy starts. That is Amad Diallo. But all I know is Amad Diallo will get playing time at Old Trafford today. And in the next games that we're going to play as a club of Man United, he's really going to make a very huge statement. But I'm worried when stories are going to hate obviously coming through and really indicate that Ten Hag is ready to give Foson Omori his first start for the club of Man United. I'm shocked about that, because if Omori is to start, that means Ten Hag is going to make him lead the line, all players as centre forward for the club of Man United. That is it. And that means Rashford and Garnacho are really gonna keep their positions, and that really plays down the efforts or the energy of Amad Diallo to obviously get going. But I promise you, Amad Diallo is gonna get his time. He's gonna get his time. All he needs is to obviously keep really representing when it comes to the training sessions, and really takes us to where we deserve to be. But I think he's gonna get his time, and trust me, he's a talented player that Ten Hag really loves, because if Ten Hag never wanted him, when he really sat with him in January to discuss on his future, he would have gone ahead to let him know that you are not gonna get enough playing time here. So all you have to do is look out for a loan, like he did for the likes of Dango. He did it with Hannibal. and very many others, Facundo Pelestri, But for this, he was really very clear to Amad Diallo that I really love you and I'm going to use you, meaning that he sees a lot in Amad Diallo. And trust me, Amad Diallo still has age on his side. All he needs to do is to keep going. It was a very bad luck of him getting an injury while still in America, and took him a lot of time to obviously really return. If he was available, the moment Sancho was really banned from the club of Man United and exiled, then Anthony also got problems. Trust me, he would have been the player playing in those games. And you know what he does? For everyone who watched that cameo of Nottingham Forest, it still resonates that he is the best right attacking midfielder that we have at the club of Man United. Then Tunguka Anthony. Hello Aradi. Thank you for updating us with beautiful news. I'm happy with our manager Erik ten Hag. He's doing well with average players we have currently. He's gonna really make it. I still keep myself as team Erik ten Hag, and I'm going nowhere. I'm this kind of person who always says he'll really have my back. I love the guy. Smash like button, guys. Smash like button like never before, as we really get into this other say by Erik ten Hag. He said, the club dictates the style of play, so you have to get agreement about that. It is how I work now, so how we want to play. That is given by the leaders of this club. They want to play proactive, dynamic, attacking football, which during my time here, we always try to do. I understand the point at which Ten Hag is speaking this. When Ten Hag is going to hate to have his best players, we're going to hate to play well. Remember the game of Aston Villa, remember the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers, West Ham and very many others. When he's having his starting 11 with him, he plays the best football. What does that mean? What Ineos has to do, they should get this man the best of the best that he really deserves as far as his playing staff is concerned, and they leave the rest for him because he can obviously get himself really going up and running. That he is the guy himself, that is Erik ten Hag. And I know the style of play of Erik ten Hag. He wants to be having control of the game, but his control starts with Lisandro Martinez, and Lisandro Martinez is away. He's having Lisandro Martinez and Kobe Mainoo. When he's having those two and Casemiro in his team, he can easily control games and kill them off because he knows he has a press-resistant player who can really get hold onto that ball. He has the ball-playing goalkeeper. He has the double pivot. And those are the most important people if you are to really get control of the game. Lisandro Martinez, he gets that ball, feels confident with it. Mainoo, Casemiro, and they can really get to the control that you want. So, when he's not having his best players, there is no way you can judge this manager that he's not really getting to the levels that United players, Man United fan wants him to be, because he has showed you that when his team is back, no one can really stop him. He's unstoppable when he's really having his team. Let's see on the game today. He said, we have to go from game to game. Every game is a final. You will see closer by the end, and points will be more expensive, and everyone is fighting to get their position in the league. We are used to it. So, Ten Hag is treating each and every game as a final, and I've gonna hate to see to it that he has gonna hate to silence his enemies. Pundits hurry up to say Ten Hag is gonna be sacked. He's not gonna eat Christmas. I looked at them and asked you, how far do you know Man United? And on what basics do you think United is gonna be sacking a manager? People need to really get more information on what they say. Ten Hag is the manager. He's the man who really gets us going and is going to have to give us the best as a club of Man United. And there is no way I'm not really gonna really give him his flowers, because he has worked in one of the hardest and toxic atmospheres ever live at the club of Man United. And this guy, to me, I just love everything he really does. And let me tell you and confirm to you that nothing is going to really stop this guy from going where he deserves to be as a manager. And I don't know what your thoughts are about that, but I'm going to hit to attend to most of your comments in the comment section below. Thank you, Ode Ivan, for watching in through. Yasmin, thank you for coming through. Ode, thank you for coming through. Asima Ibrahim, thank you for coming in through. And Atunguka Anthony, thank you for coming in through. We are gonna come back 6 hours from now. I'm talking about the live stream, but there's going to be an upload like in the next 2-3 hours from now. Then at exactly 1 hour to the game, when the team news is out, I'm gonna come out and really have something to say with you. Hope you guys are really having fun. I'm gonna hit to enjoy this video. So your reactions to everything we're going to discuss about are welcome in the comment section below. Okori Isaac, thank you for watching in through. You said thank you already. All right, thank you to you. And it's always nice talking to you. And this is Rokan David. And hope you guys are really having fun. And it has been a pleasure talking to you. But we're gonna hit to discuss about Ten Hag, Man United, Ineos pressure. And he's gonna hit to let us know that there is no pressure. The big question remains: do you think Erik Ten Hag has pressure at Man United or not? In the comment section below. That's where we are. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Let's see close to 50 likes much in this video. And the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. See you in the next 3 hours with an upload coming in through on this channel.